You're listening to the Lifestyle Business Show with Lucy Gordon, the podcast of building a more profitable business that gives you the lifestyle and freedom you desire. I share strategies to streamline your business, increase your income, and reclaim your time so that you can spend more time doing what you love. Hello and welcome to the trailer for the Lifestyle Business Show. I am your host, Lucy Gordon. So in this trailer, I'm just going to talk about what you can expect from this podcast in the coming episodes, who it's for, what we're going to be talking about, a little bit about me as well, so that you can get to know me and just see whether this podcast might be the right kind of thing for you. So this podcast is aimed at people who are either wanting to start or scale their business, but without giving up all of their time. People who want to build a business to be able to live the life that they want to lead rather than being totally consumed by their business. So it's potentially people who are already making money, but feeling like the revenue that they're making is not matching the time that's invested. You feel like perhaps you're working way too many hours in your business and that you can't step away because you're only making money when you're working. We're also going to be talking about the mindset that is required to run a business like this, because you will come up against difficulties with family and friends and colleagues, ex-colleagues who don't understand the idea of putting lifestyle and freedom ahead of making massive profits and growing your business to some multi-figured conglomerate. Because my goal is to help you create a streamlined, profitable business, but that gives you a lot of time so that you can spend more time doing what you love. I'm not here to advocate working 80 or 100 hour or 160 hour weeks and working every evening and every weekend. I want you to be able to spend time with your family. I want you to be able to do the things you want to do, go off on adventures, go traveling, have fun and live your life. I don't want you to get to the end of your life and look back on it with regret. No one ever is lying there on their deathbed and says, I wish I'd worked more and that I'd made way more money. People look back on their lives and think, I wish I'd taken that chance. I wish I'd spent more time with my kids. I wish I'd done this. I wish I'd done that. And none of them involve working until you die. So in this podcast, what you'll get strategies to simplify your operations, ways to increase your revenue without increasing your work. We'll be talking about systems and the shifts you need to get there. And I'll be sharing the behind the scenes of what I've done and what I'm doing. We'll also have real examples and conversations with other business owners who have achieved that or are on their journey to achieving those lifestyle businesses. And so you'll be able to get real world examples that can hopefully inspire you, and you'll be able to learn tips and tricks from those guys. So why me? Why am I starting this podcast? Why am I such a big lifestyle business advocate? Well, I used to work for a real estate fund, and I left there for mental health reasons and started a consultancy. Not intentionally, it's just that I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I wanted to, give myself the time and the space to find the thing that would make me happy and would help me get over that depression and anxiety that I was suffering from. But what I ended up doing was creating a monster business. It was successful. I had so many inbound leads. I was making multiple six figures a year, but I was completely burnt out and I was really resenting everything about my work. I was resenting my clients. I was resenting my business because it wasn't giving me the mental health space that I needed. It was making me more stressed than when I was an employee. But I couldn't stop because the only way that I was making money was if I was working. So I had to take on these projects and I had to say yes to clients that I didn't necessarily want to work with because I felt under this financial pressure to keep making money. And then I had this sort of life-affirming moment. I had one particularly difficult client who sort of basically pushed me over the edge with my business. And I just got to a point where I couldn't keep doing it anymore, and I broke down and I just couldn't keep going. And I took a little bit of time away from my desk and went out into nature and into the countryside, and I had this moment of clarity where I realized that I didn't need to keep pushing myself to that extent, because what was I doing it all for? Why was I striving to make millions of pounds? There was no reason, because I don't need millions of pounds. So what I did was I worked out how much money I did need to be able to live a really nice life. And that's what my goal was then with my business. So I came back and I cut out all of those terrible clients. I cut out all of the one-to-one work that was time consuming but not giving me anything back. And I focused on the offers within my business that generated revenue whilst not taking up a lot of my time. So I took that business from 50 hours a week to less than 5 hours a week. It wasn't easy, I'm not going to lie, for all of you guys thinking that you'll be able to set up a lifestyle business and it will just be there ready to go on day one. No, there is hard work up front that goes into it, but it is so worth it once you've got there in the end. Like now, the fact that I can just sort of do whatever I want during the day because I know that that business is continuing to generate revenue, whether I'm at my desk or out and about, is so freeing. And it's one of the reasons why I decided to start a new business, because I wanted to be able to help other people who are really struggling and burnt out in their own businesses and frustrated by their own work and their own lives to be able to gain that freedom that I've gained. So that's why I've started this podcast, and that's why I've started my new business, to be able to help other people do that. So my focus is on simplicity, it's on profit, it's on lifestyle. And I'm not here for hustle culture. I think that businesses should support your life, not consume it. I built a business that completely consumed my life. It took over everything. It made me stop hanging out with my friends, stop seeing my family so much, because I was so focused on building this thing that I didn't love and didn't give me any satisfaction. And I felt really lost and lacking purpose. And I don't want other people to feel that way. So that's why I am building this podcast, this business, so that I can help other people build the business and the life that they desire. So what you can expect from this podcast is a lot of honesty. I will be sharing all of my deepest, darkest secrets with you. I'll be sharing practical tips. I'm someone who's very practical. I'm a mathematical person, so I'm very much about practicality and non-wishy-washy stuff. And I'll be sharing real business reality. So I'll be sharing the stories from my own journey of building up my monster business and converting that and building up this new business, and journeys from other business owners and founders who have been through the same process and are building these lifestyle businesses with us. So I really hope you continue to listen to the podcast. And if you want to subscribe so you don't miss an episode, then I would absolutely love that. And I can't wait to see you and talk to you in the very first episode, which will be dropping soon. Thank you for listening to the Lifestyle Business Show with Lucy Gordon. If you're ready to spend less time in your business, head to lucygordon.com/time to download your free guide.